Issue 2. DreamWorks, The Epic Tales of Captain Underpants, George and Harold's Epic Comics Collection, Volume 2. Netflix, a Netflix original series, Scholastic. DreamWorks, The Epic Tales of Captain Underpants, George and Harold's Epic Comics Collection, Volume 2. Oh yeah, like a guy with volcano powers. DreamWorks, The Epic Tales of Captain Underpants, George and Harold's Epic Comics Collection, Volume 2. Adapted by Meredith Rusu, Scholastic Inc. Contents. Treehouse Comics Inc. presents an even more epic collection of Captain Underpants comics. 6. Captain Underpants and the Dreadful Debacle of DJ Drowsy Drawers. 8. Captain Underpants and the Smelly Socktopus. 18. Captain Underpants and the Poopy Poopacabra. 28. Captain Underpants and the Sinister Splotch. 38. Captain Underpants and the Secret Weapon of the Stone-Faced Kids. 48. Captain Underpants and the Bonkers Balloonatic. 58. Captain Underpants and the Perilous Possum Army. 68. Captain Underpants and the Abominable Altitooth. 78. Captain Underpants and the Beastly Barfilisk. 88. Captain Underpants and the Massive Melviathan. 98. Captain Underpants and the Slimy Salamangler. 110. Captain Underpants and the Covert Camoflush. 120. Captain Underpants and the Borelock. 130. Captain Underpants and the Ghost Dentist. 140. Captain Underpants and the Crooked Combotato. Special Plot Potato Edition. 150. Captain Underpants and the Return of the Misfarts. 160. Captain Underpants and the Staggering Sugamechanger. 170. Captain Underpants and the Tra-La-Laaaaa vs. Barfilisk and the Poopetrators. 182. Treehouse Comics Inc. presents an even more epic collection of Captain Underpants comics. This is George, Beard and Harold Hutchins. George is the kid on the left with a flat top and workplace-proof shirt. Harold is the one on the right with the bad haircut and the look of concentration. Remember that now. Together, George and Harold make comic books about their favorite superhero, Captain Underpants. George writes them and Harold illustrates them. There are literally thousands of comic pages lying around in their bedrooms. Seriously, thousands. George and Harold once put together an epic collection of their favorite Captain Underpants comics. But then they thought, wouldn't it be even more epic to put together another volume? An even better one, with bigger battles, wedgies, poopy poop monsters, massive misfart mayhem, and deeper villain backstories that hold a mirror up to society? The answer, of course, was, oh, yeah! What happened after that is the book you hold in your hands. George and Harold's Epic Comics Collection, Volume 2. The stories in this volume are illustrative masterpieces, the crown jewels of Treehouse Comics Inc., at least until George and Harold create even better ones. So, what are you waiting for? Slap on your favorite pair of tidy whities or box of beef to do that. Tra-La-Laaaaa, turn the page and let's get going! Captain Underpants and the Dreadful Debacle of DJ Drowsy Drawers. Once upon a time, our school is going to have a dance. All the kids were excited because they love dancing. But the mean principal hated dancing, but for sitting, not shaking. I'll ruin the dance by hiring the most boring DJ in the phone book. He says, DJ Drowsy Drawers, you're hired. But it was a trap. DJ Drowsy Drawers was an evil alien robot lady. At the dance, DJ Drowsy Drawers played boring beats into the boring rap. You're getting very sleepy. My DJ for DJ Drowsy Drawers. My flutes will make you yawn and my harps will make you snore. The kids tried to dance, but they couldn't stay awake. Yawn, yawn, z. Just then, Captain Underpants swooped in. I hear there's a raffle for walkie-talkies. And he drank a whole bunch of soda. But then Captain Underpants saw that DJ Drowsy Drawers had sleep-attacked everyone. You're next, Underpants. But Captain Underpants fought back for truth, justice, and he kind of wanted those walkie-talkies. So he stuffed his ears with pre-strung current. Now I can't hear you. Here's your wake-up call. It's punch o'clock. DJ Drowsy Drawers swung back and knocked Captain Underpants to the next page, right next to the walkie-talkies. Captain Underpants turned up the volume on one walkie-talkie all the way. Then he threw it at DJ Drowsy Drawers, who caught it, because they made walkie-talkie, right? Then Captain Underpants took his and burped into it. Bap! It was so loud that all the nuts and bolts popped out of DJ Drowsy Drawers. She fell to the ground in pieces. Hooray! Yelled everyone who was asleep, and they all learned the Underpants dance. At the end. Captain Underpants and the Smelly Socktopus. Once there was this alien stock that was super stinky. His name was Stinky Space Sock, and he was even stinkier than all the feed guys on his home planet, Footsia. We're over it, Sock. You're exiled and stuff. Go stink up another planet. They gave Stinky Space Sock the big old boot, like an actual big old boot, and they kicked it into space. Stinky Space Sock landed on Earth, right in the laundry basket full of stinky socks outside George and Harold's gym class. What are the odds? Stinky Space Sock took one sniff and was all, I'm home! He tried talking to the other socks, but they didn't talk because they were socks, not alive socks. But Stinky Space Sock had an idea. Join me, smelly brothers and sisters, and become alive. Stinky Space Sock used alien socks to stick out the other socks to himself, and became the colossal Smelly Socktopus. I'm making Earth into New Footsia, a planet that's so stinky. That's cool. No! Smelly Socktopus started swinging its sock tentacles all over town, sticking up everything. Luckily, Captain Underpants sorted. Tra-La-Laaaaa, cough, yikes, grilling fart burgers, universe. While Captain Underpants was busy holding his nose, a sock tentacle grabbed him and gave him a squeeze as strong as a stench. But Captain Underpants sought fast and escaped. Waistband wiggle! Captain Underpants led Socktopus to a mini golf course, trapped the monster in the giant shoe on the last hole, and used his waistband to stretch his slingshot the whole big giant shoe full of Socktopus back into space. And to this day, Smelly Socktopus remains imprisoned in the shoe quadrant with the other rejected space shoes forever. We hope dun 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 at the end. Captain Underpants of the Poopy Poopacabra. One time, this teacher who wanted to get invited to parties, but he didn't because he smelled like beans, because he always made cheesy bean dip that smelled like beans. That made him all mad and stuff, so he made a sewage spray to ruin the party. Splort. But when he pressed the button, all the sewage went on him. Whoa, wrong way. Double splort, and turned him into Poopacabra. Poopacabra. Poopacabra crashed the party with a stink. Ow. Gosh. But Captain Underpants was there doing the limbo. Poopacabra made everything stink so bad that Captain Underpants told him they should take it outside. Seriously, I can't breathe. But Poopacabra punched Captain Underpants through the wall, and it was all like way on. Captain Underpants smashed the lawn gnome and smashed it over Poopacabra's head. Poopacabra grabbed the pink flamingo and swung it. Flamingo, Zergane, horse jockey. And they whacked each other with all the lawn ornaments around. But it was okay, because no one was really going to miss those lawn ornaments, right? Maybe. But right when he was about to check a plastic snowman, Captain Underpants saw a single tear in Poopacabra's eye. And realized that Poopacabra was just a good guy who had caught a bad and very smelly break. So Captain Underpants told everyone to invite Poopacabra to parties. Hey, invite Poopacabra to parties! And everyone loved Poopacabra's cheesy bean dip because it was made of beans and cheese, and what's not to love? Okay, the end. Captain Underpants of the Sinister Splotch by Beard and Hutchins, lawyers at law attorneys. One time there was an evil robe guy named Splotch. He looked a lot like a certain you-know-who. I'm talking about Captain Underpants. Sorry, Steve. Splotch wanted to take over the world with robes, which doesn't sound like a great plan, but yeah. So he pretended to be Captain Underpants, but dark and evil, and he started messing stuff up. Like, he robbed a bank, stole a statue, and held up traffic, and put an elephant on a skyscraper, and set a lake on fire, which is hard. It was crazy, and the people started blaming Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants, you've changed, man. You're going to jail. The cops put him in jail. Clang. It wasn't me. But it wasn't me. I was home making nachos. And he ate his nachos. Crunch, crunch. Splotch's evil plan had worked. Captain Underpants was locked away for good. Yeah, I'm evil. Now I'm on evil East Street. Next, Splotch made evil dryer sheets, which is like a weird laundry thing that let him control robes. And he could use the ropes to conquer everything. Showers, bouncy houses, taco trucks, everything. Normally, Captain Underpants would show up and be like, Tra-La-Laaaaa, and punch the shady guy who looked like him, but shady. But not this time, because he was in jail for someone else's crimes, and that someone else was Splotch. So in closing, unless you want to get bad stuff happening to everybody, someone should probably let Captain Underpants out of jail. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants had the secret weapon of the stone-faced kids. One time, there was these serious stone-faced kids who didn't know how to have fun. No fun. More mass, please. Yes, I'll vacuum the driveway. Thank you for fun not. One of the stone-faced kids had a birthday party and hired an accountant to write numbers on a whiteboard. Nobody smiled or giggled or said the word pickle at all. I mean, come on, pickle. Then these aliens came down and demanded to hear laughter. Show us the sound of human laughter or we will mess up your planet. But since the Stonefreeze kids didn't know how to have fun, they didn't know how to laugh. They tried cleaning the silverware and draw and ironing a skirt, but it didn't work. The aliens were going to blast the planet to bits with their blast rate. Warm up sounds, warm up sounds, warm up. But then Captain Underpants came swooping in, like Captain Underpants swooping in. I'll save Earth and junk with entertainment. He flew into a haystack and popped up with hay in his ears and said, "Pickle!" But the aliens didn't get it. So Captain Underpants did all his best basketball tricks. The fibbity-foop, the aqua-dug, and for his big finish, the diggity-diggity-diggity-doop. That's like 9 balls. The aliens still didn't get it, but the kids had never seen anything so amazing. They started smiling and their faces cracked and their dumb old frowns fell right off their faces. The unhappy aliens knocked Captain Underpants far away. "We will blast the planet in junk. What do you say about that?" And the birthday party kids said, "Pickle!" And all the kids laughed and laughed really hard for the first time ever. But it turned out that the sound of laughter was super painful to the aliens and they covered their one ear. "Oh, stop that human laughing. Stop your noising. Ah, ah." And the kids all said, "Pickle, pickle, pickle." So the aliens flew away forever. And Captain Underpants flew back at Tra-La-Laaaaa. Where'd they go? Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the Bonkers Balloonatic. One time at camp it was super hot and Captain Underpants was drinking a tall, delicious glass of water because, well, water. H2 OMG refreshing. The kids at camp wanted water too, but they couldn't find glasses, so they filled up a bunch of water balloons instead. The balloons got so big they turned into a giant monster named Bonkers Balloonatic. The campus was still thirsty, so they finally found some glasses and asked Balloonatic for their water back. But he wouldn't let them have any, even though it was like 1,000 degrees outside. Sharing's for the weak. So Captain Underpants had to fight Balloonatic, but he wasn't worried. After all, he was no stranger to water. Water's my jam! It was go time! Captain Underpants attacked his rival with a skivvy scuffle. But Balloonatic repelled him with elastic endurance and greased crackle, which was totally cray-cray. Hoo-hee-hoo-hee-hee! That gave the Waistband Warrior an idea. The only way to beat Cray-Cray is to beat Cray-Cray. I've got to be progressive and think outside the box. So he put on a chicken suit and took the Balloonatic bowling, which is pretty far outside the box. But it turned out that Balloonatic was bad at bowling, like really bad. So Captain Underpants had to put his personal feelings aside and show compassion. He taught the weepy water hogger to become a world-class professional bowler. And from that day forward, Balloonatic shared both his water and his love for bowling with the world. Okay, the end. Sure glad I held on to this chicken suit outside the box, he said with a gleam in his eye. Bonk. Captain Underpants and the Perilous Possum Army. A long time ago, or not, there was an evil camp director named Mr. Brupp. He hated possums, so he changed them up and made him do his bidding, like make him cut a French toast and clean the back of his car. But mostly he used the possums to scare kids at camp so they wouldn't do fun stuff that annoyed him, like play tetherball with a ham. Yay, we love tether ham! Ah, here come the possums! Now we can't play tether ham! Recess! Luckily, Captain Underpants was taking a class at a nearby adult school when he heard the noise. That's the sound of possums using fear as a weapon to keep kids from fun stuff like tether ham. So he smashed through the wall of the building he was in, even the door was right here. Oh yeah, smash. He was deep inside the building, so he had to keep smashing through a bunch of walls in order to get outside. Smash! Finally, Captain Underpants flew into the camp to save the day, flying noise. But there were too many possums for Captain Underpants to fight, so he decided to trick them by pointing at something and making them look away. Look out behind you, possums! And when they turned around, he smacked them with his wedgie whip. Kerslap! Captain Underpants realized that tricking the possums was too easy. It's like these possums never even went to school. So he brought them all to his adult school building to learn stuff, like camp counseling and bioengineering. The possums got smart, and they were so grateful that they never had to scare kids for evil Mr. Brupp ever again. Yay! Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the Abominable Altitooth. One time there was a snow monster with giant teeth named Altitude, cause teeth. He lived on top of a mountain by himself and howled a lot like a coyote who lost his job. Whoa, whack! His house made all the townspeople freak out. Whoa, what is that noise? Sounds like a coyote who lost his job. So the mayor called Captain Underpants to get Altitude to knock it off. Sure, I'll bet I can teach him to yodel instead of howl. I've been practicing for yodeling class. So Captain Underpants flew up to the mountain. Time to get my yodel on! And he yodeled to show Altitooth how it was done, but he didn't actually sound like yodeling because Captain Underpants was getting a D+ in his yodeling class. Yo dog ho log ho! That made Altitooth mad. He lashed out like a yodel who can't find a job. You gave yodeling a bad name. So Captain Underpants went back to basics and tried to stop Altitooth with a long John lunge and a thermal swack. Swackity swack! But Altitooth used his icy fist to cold calm Captain Underpants instead, cause ice. Captain Underpants needed another tactic, so he used an attack yodel to try and knock Altitooth out. Wee ho no ho so ho. Well, and what happened then? Altitooth started to cry. That sounds like the yodel by my mommy used to sing to me. That's when Captain Underpants realized the real battle was the one raging between Altitooth and his parents. So he used all the tools he'd learned at the Healing with Feeling workshop to help Altitooth work through his issues. And Altitooth made up with his parents and took out a small business loan to open a fondue restaurant with melted cheese. They even hired a coyote as a chef, but that was a huge mistake. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the beastly Barfilisk. Once, a bunch of kids were on a scavenger hunt, which is like losing the remote and trying to find it under a couch and stuff, but fun. They had to find an ostrich egg, which is like an ostrich, but not born yet, so it's still an egg. They went into the woods and found a huge egg. A girl named Barbara said it was an ostrich egg. That's definitely an ostrich egg, but whatever, Barbara. But the egg opened and a baby chicken lizard monster crawled out. Now Barbara said it was a Barfilisk egg, because she'll say anything to be right. Then Barbara got bossy. Don't look into its eyes or you'll barf a rainbow. Seriously. But no one listened and they looked into its eyes anyway. And they all started barfing rainbows. Blugger, blazer, horse jockey. Because even Barbara is right occasionally. Then the baby Barfilisk's mom showed up and things got dark. Flash, boom. Luckily, Captain Underpants was nearby in the woods looking for his remote. Sounds like some kids accidentally messed with a Barfilisk egg. I have great hearing. And he flew in to save them. He thought it was immune to the Barfilisk's rainbow barfing powers. Ha! You can't make me barf because I barf. Wow, rainbow! Captain Underpants rainbow barfed with such force that it blasted the Barfilisk's mom into outer space. But Captain Underpants didn't want to raise the baby Barfilisk on his own. He didn't know the first thing about baby Barfilisks. So he flew to outer space and brought the mom back for a Barfilisk family reunion. And everybody had a blast, except for Barbara, who never enjoys the moment. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants in a massive Melviathan. There was once a volcano stunt show called Magnificent, where acrobats did stunts over a live volcano. It was really cool and totally dangerous. Kersplush, hiss, ow, I love her all. Captain Underpants was the star because the lava couldn't hurt him. He was always falling into the lava and that was a big crowd pleaser. Oh no, yay! Unfortunately, he fell into the lava one too many times and woke up Melviathan, a giant annoying multi-amsterdam who lived in the volcano. Whoopsie! Melviathan didn't like that they were having a stunt show in his volcano. So he unleashed his octopunch on Captain Underpants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 punches at once. He knocked Captain Underpants out. When Captain Underpants woke up, he was in a secret lab because the President of Earth had saved him. The lab workers put Captain Underpants through an enhanced soldier program. And he turned into ... Captain Ultrapants! He had lasers, axes, robot snake arms, surround sound, and a taco bar. So everything. When his transformation was finally complete, Captain Ultrapants flew back into the volcano with his new food booster rockets. He didn't really need them because he could already fly, but he looked really cool. Where have you been? It's been 3 months. Whoosh! Bap, bap, bap. Sack, taco bar noises. Captain Ultrapants unleashed every weapon he had at the same time on Melviathan. Melviathan was defeated, both physically and emotionally. I'm out, and by that I mean I'm moving. So the people had their volcano back. They turned Magnificent into a Broadway show, but it lost a lot of its charm. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the Slimy Salamangler. Once there was a mean lady with a bag wig that everybody knew was a wig. The lady was flush happy. Instead of throwing stuff away like a normal person, she flushed down her toilet like the toilet bowl was a magic portal. Nothing was saved from her flush happy toilet. Leftovers, old rugs, even hazardous waste. One time she flushed the salamander because she thought it was gross. But it turned out the toilet was a magic portal. And turned the salamander into a monster named Salamangler. Rawr. Rawr. Salamangler tracked down the flush happy lady with the bag wig and scared so much that she put her house on the market, even though it was a bad time to sell. But Salamangler wanted revenge on all the people who ever called him disgusting or yucky or non-management material. So he started going on downtown. Bush, bush, bush. Luckily, Captain Underpants was on the corner selling euros because his buddy Dimitri asked him to watch his euro cart while he was on jury duty. Just then, Salamangler threw a van on top of the euro cart, kerslanging. Tra-La-Laaaaa, Dimitri's gonna flip. Then Salamangler tail slapped Captain Underpants through a bank. Bush, clinkle, clinkle, coins. Since he was already there, Captain Underpants stopped in the bank to try to get a loan to pay for Dimitri's ruined cart. But after he did that, he made a skivvy snare and lassoed Salamangler's tail. Kabap, whap! But the tail pulled off and Salamander grew a new one because that's how salamanders roll. Captain Underpants was like, "Wow, you've got tail game!" And Salamander was touched because that was the nicest thing anyone had ever said to him. So he stopped tearing down buildings and started tearing down walls between humans and salamanders by starting SAPI, the Salamander Awareness Program Institute. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants at the Covert Camoflush. One time, this kid Keys had a paintball party for his birthday. But the kids had to learn paintball safety rules first, and they were super boring. Groan, snore. I'd rather be doing chores. Captain Underpants was there too, even though he wasn't invited. Do I know you? You're an adult. Once paintball rules were over, Captain Underpants started chowing down on the cake and chugging a gallon of fruit punch. Chomp. But it's not time for cake yet. Chug. Slurp. Then Captain Underpants started playing paintball, and the kids were loving it. Schwap, schwap, schwap. Up, 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 up. Shwap, shwap, whooping. But suddenly Captain Underpants had to pee real bad because of that gallon of fruit punch he drank. Tra-La-Laaaaa, gotta go. So he found a portable potty. But it turned out the portable potty was actually an alien on vacation. Crazy, right? Keys called the alien Camoflush because sometimes Keys jerk like that. That made Camoflush really mad because aliens have feelings too, you know. So Camoflush turned invisible, poofed. And he started giving all the kids wedgies because sometimes he was a jerk like that too. Luckily, Captain Underpants came to the rescue. He loaded up his skivvy slingshot with his paintballs, shoo-bing, shoo-pow, and fired. And the paint went everywhere and made Camoflush visible again. Then Captain Underpants gave him a tiny whitey goodnighty, which is a headlock that tucks you in like your mom does. And then the kids went back to having fun, but Captain Underpants left because he had 3 more birthday parties to crash, and he still really had to go to the bathroom. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the blah Borelock. Once there was a guy whose stories bored everyone. Kids, domestic cattle, paint, and even his own parents, Dennis and Celia. The guy didn't like being boring. I deserved cheers, not snores. So he enrolled in Monkchip Night School of Magic stuff. He got a certificate in practical sorcery, and he became Borelock, the Wizard of Dullness. Snore, thunder noise. Now when he told a boring story, people didn't just fall asleep or pretend to be on the phone. They got bored stiff for real, because magic. Now they have to listen to my stories, and so will the rest of the world. So Borelock set out to make the world his captive audience with stories about cleaning his carpet, returning duplicate birthday presents, and shopping for placemats. Luckily, Captain Underpants was returning a can opener that had a bad attitude. Do you have a receipt? He saw Borelock turning the other customers into statues with tales of lost luggage. Even Captain Underpants got boralized. But somehow, he was still able to move his tongue. So he made his tongue a lasso and tongue-tied Borelock. Sklush! Borelock bawled, and not just because he was wrapped in Captain Underpants' slobbery tongue. I just want someone to listen to my stories. Captain Underpants realized Borelock just needed a friendly ear to listen to him, so he volunteered to listen, mainly because he couldn't sleep with his eyes open, and all the people were saved from being bored stiff. The end. Captain Underpants is the ghost dentist. Once there were these ghost experts named Mr. Mupp and Krelvin. They came to town and warned everyone that Gumbelina Toothington, a giant ghost dentist, was on a rampage. Look out! She's a-comin'! The ghost experts offered to sell everyone cans of Boobygone ghost repellent. Go and spray and goodbye ghosty! Only $39.99. Free ghost goggles included! But the townspeople didn't believe them. Ghosts are only real in movies. But then Gumbelina Toothington really did show up! We were wrong! So the townspeople called the ghost experts back and threw money at them to buy Boobygone. Ka-ching! Clank! They sprayed ghost repellent everywhere and made everything smell like cinnamon, which was good unless you hate cinnamon. But Gumbelina came back anyway. Smells great, but you're going to need a lot more than Boobygone to get rid of me. Luckily, Captain Underpants picked up the scent of the cinnamon from 100 miles away because he has super smell and he loves cinnamon buns. Tra-La-Licious, where the buns at? But when he got to the town, did he find cinnamon buns? No, he found Gumbelina instead. You know the drill, right? Because your teeth are about to. Captain Underpants wasn't about to give up that easily, though. He took out his undie chucks, which are nunchucks made of undies, and twirled them all around the ghost. Whir, whir! He knocked Gumbelina down, and she split in half. The people all thought ghosts get to spill out, but the ghost experts popped out instead. Because they weren't really ghost experts at all. They were just con men in a ghost costume, and their Boobygone was just cinnamon roll scented air freshener. So the people sent the con men packing. Then they celebrated not being haunted anymore, and Captain Underpants ate a can of Boobygone because it still tasted the cinnamon bun. Only crunchy. Ouch, ouch, broken teeth. If this were a ghost movie, it would be the end. The end. Captain Underpants and the crooked Combotato! One day, Captain Underpants went to a party on the roof of a giant skyscraper building. But when he arrived, the only other person there was Dr. Collins-Tuber, a mad scientist who loved potatoes. Welcome to the party, Captain Underpants. What party? Did I get the date wrong? No, this is the day, because this is not a party, it is a trap. Constable pulled the lever, ka-chunk, and Captain Underpants was buried in mashed potatoes. I can't move. Your spies are sick as mud, yo. Then Tuber pulled another lever and unleashed his ultimate weapon, Combotato, a potato monster with the heads of Captain Underpants' enemies all poking out of it. There was Altitooth and Barfilisk and Salamangler and Gumbelina Toothington, plus more that there's no time to list. No time. Now it's a party. No, this is a funeral. Yours. R.I.P. me. Rest in potatoes. Hot joke. Schwang clunk. And Constable pulled another lever. But it was the wrong lever, and it freed Captain Underpants instead. Ha, he have too many levers, yo. But Captain Underpants wasn't getting out of things that easily. That would be a boring comic. So Combotato tackled Captain Underpants and they both fell off the building and... Seriously? But Combotato forgot one important thing. He couldn't fly, and Captain Underpants could. So Captain Underpants flew away to safety, and Combotato smashed into even more mashed potatoes on the ground. It was the shortest party trap ever, and the street smelled like potatoes for like a week. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants and the return of the Mistforts. One morning, Captain Underpants called into the Skippy and the 8 Morning Zoo show on the radio. Eddie won a free vacation to Not a Trap Island. But Abe was actually Dr. Disgruntled. He had been slowly building a radio career just to get revenge on Captain Underpants for the whole Doom Dome thing from another comic. Doom Dome. I've got you now. And Not a Trap Island was actually Trap Island. What would Captain Underpants do? Luckily, a ragtag band of adventurers called the Mistforts was there too, because they had called into the Scooter and the Wombat Morning Circus Show and had also won a vacation to the same island. Hey, coincidence happens. But Dr. Disgruntled wasn't worried. I made enough traps to go around. He attacked them all with the Mind Trap, the Tooth Punch Trap, and the Nerd on a Wire Trap. But thanks to things sinking, some sumping, winks winking, codes coding, and the rest of the Mistforts sparting, the traps didn't stand a chance. So Dr. Disgruntled uncorked the seas of traps. Laserlightmare, a monster made of lasers. Luckily, Codes gave all the Mistforts laser pointers because he gets a deal at Nerds on Third. And there was an epic laser battle. Briskew, fazoo, zoo, zoo, skew, fazoo. Captain Underpants and the Mistforts defeated the monster, but the lasers destroyed the entire island. So Dr. Disgruntled's plan was ruined, and he had to get a job as a sidekick on the Shady and the Skunk Morning Ride show. Okay, the end. Captain Underpants is the Staggering Sugamechanger. Once there was a camp director named Club, which sounds like crap, who was super lazy, like putting a recliner chair thing in a shower lazy. Instead of camp activities that took work, he gave the kids stuff they're not supposed to have, like chocolate burgers, video games, and bone-snapping trampolines everywhere, even the ceiling. Soon all the kids were crazy full of sugar and bouncing dangerously all over the trampolines. Synchronized ceiling trampoline jumping! But they all crashed into each other. Boom. And they accidentally created Sugamechanger, a half sugar, half video game, half trampoline monster. Sugamechanger started busting up the camp like he was scoring points for it. Cap and carnage, dark devastation, marshmallow massacre. Luckily, Captain Underpants was patrolling the woods for lost keys because it was Thursday. And when he saw Sugamechanger, his eyes grew wide. That monster's made all of my favorite stuff. What are the odds? Party time! So he ate Sugamechanger's frosting arms. He played laser headache on Sugamechanger's screen chest. Migraine. And he bounced on Sugamechanger's trampoline face. Kahi, kahi, boing. Then Sugamechanger exploded. Barn. And all the kids who created him just became regular kids again. Except they all had really bad tummy aches from the bouncing and the chocolate and the becoming a monster thing. When the parents found out what had happened at camp, they were super angry. Where is the camp director? We would like to know. But Club was taking a shower nap. So the parents sent their kids to comic book camp instead. The end. Captain Underpants and the Toiletastics versus the Diaperata and the Poopetrators by George Beard and Harold Hutchins. One time, Captain Underpants stopped an evil diaper villain named Diaperata, who was a lunatic in a baby diaper and a cowboy hat. But Diaperata had a sneaky plan for revenge. What I need to beat Captain Underpants is a team. So Diaperata rounded up the best toilet team guys he could find. Poopacabra, the sewer savage. TB Mummy, the tissue terror. Clognina, the pipe plugger. Camoflush, the cloak commando. Smartsy Fartsy, a talking fart. He named his team the Poopetrators. Captain Underpants caught wind of Diaperata's plan, and he made a toilet team of his own. The Toiletastics! Plungerina, the tough one. Fartquake, the awesome one. Sergeant Boxers, the bro one. Flusher, the other awesome one. Colonel Yarlow, the grizzled one. And they all went to Trickle Tom's Trickletown Water Park, because it has lots of space and free parking. The mother of all toilet team versus other toilet team fights was on! Splush! Whose leg am I grabbing? Kerswack. Should we take a lunch break? Kerplung, kerblamo. Is that a bandage floating near? Gross. The fight took a turn when the Giggle Gulch Slide made the Poopetrators show up everywhere. So they surrendered, and the Toiletastics won, because good always triumphs over evil, even when it's smelly. Okay, the end. A Netflix original series. DreamWorks, The Epic Tales of Captain Underpants. Now streaming. Netflix. A silly superhero. Plenty of pranks, and loads of laughs. More than 50 comics from the epic Netflix show. George Beard and Harold Hutchins are back with brand new comic adventures starring the world-famous Waistband Warrior, Captain Underpants. Tra-La-Laaaaa. Can Captain Underpants save the day against such powerful bad guys? Well, duh. Join Captain Underpants on some of his stretchiest and most exciting battles yet. In Volume 2, the amazing Captain Underpants will take on DJ Drowsy Drawers, Poopy Poopacabra, Mouths of Melviathan, BC Barfilisk, and many more. DreamWorks. See 2020, DreamWorks Animation LLC. All rights reserved. Scholastic, scholastic.com. $9.99 US, $12.99 CAN, £6.99 UK. ISBN 978-1-308-26247-6, 50999. 978-1308-262476.